Jess, you don't have her headset.
Jess? Yeah. Okay, I don't have my headset on my camera. Can you hear me? I don't have my headset on my camera. Okay. Got it? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. We know from It's a very nice night. I didn't turn it on. Is that the problem? Oh, all right. Does this make sense now? Because you can also change the channel when I'm talking. No, I don't like what you say. Turn it off. Robin, you got it? No. All right, hang on. Just hold that for me a second. Sure.
How are you? Do not cross the police line.
I will not cross the police line.
Okay. What do you want to say, Dennis? Okay, so I can be heard. Some faraway galaxy. You will be my stranger? I will meet a stranger. Let's hope he's a nice. Let's hope he's a nice person. And it's a lovely night out in Pottstown, isn't it?
It is. Definitely chillier than last night, that's to say the least.
What's that?
It's definitely chillier than last night.
Yeah. Were you out last night?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, you worked. And?
Yeah, the wind was just...
Oh, wow.
The wind stopped, it was fun.
Are the trucks running?
2 of the 3 are running. Got 1 more to go.
Okay.
Someone decided to put gas in a diesel truck in that one.
Yeah,
so
that isn't that good.
Nobody knows.
That doesn't always end well.
No.
Well, how do you have to drain it? What happens?
You have to drain it, you have to clean the engine parts and everything else, and pray to God nothing needs to be replaced.
Okay.
I had a friend call me up from the gas station. I said, I just put diesel in my car by mistake. What do? Leave the car there and run away?
Right, leave the title in the glove compartment.
Fine.
Back in 20.
Is this supposed to be here?
What?
On that side, the police line, sir, I'm not sure.
I did not put it there.
How would you know? You're in the wrong side.
You're not allowed to come over here.
Exactly. Ask him how that is.
Can you hear?
Let her hold that. Change the input on the
I was turning down the volume on the microphone. Does it sound better?
You're on, Kyle.
I'm on?
How do you turn the microphone down?
There's a volume setting on this. Go ahead and say
Oh, okay. Me? I don't have anything. Oh, I hear myself. Is that going to be a little crazy? Feedback and all?
Perfect. We have a volume in there now to work with.
Thank you. Awesome. The nice thing is really great. They're,
I'm thinking of what to say. There are strange things done. You hear me?
You got me? You have me? Now I'm going to turn it down. Tell me when it's clean. Hold on. How you doing? Can you hear me? Is that better?
That sounds clean.
Okay. All right.
I know. But a lot of people are using like a phone and say,
Right on
Do you
camera?
want me to go through the names or the names? Like, please go to donate.
Oh, so I don't have it.
I do.
Right?
I have Venmo,
Yes. Venmo, TCN, 15.
15.
Uh-huh.
PayPal, Tri-County Community Network.
Uh-huh. My credit
Or
card.
my credit card to TCC. I always want to say TCN Network.
I know.
TC Network.
.org.
/ homeless search. Oh, that's different than the one I have.
Well, you
All right.
you can just do tcnetwork.org and leave it at that, and because I'll tell them about how to do it later.
Okay.
All right?
Stephanie, thank you for doing this.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you. I don't do anything. I'm just talking and making
It's important
a
that you're
video
here.
of myself. So.
Do you want
Can I
it,
have you stand
right
where
here?
you're
Is that-
where you're going to stand?
No.
Yeah, please, please.
Just
give me a hard
I know.
Here, and then
I'll do that for
Is
the
that
rest
where
of the
you're
evening.
going to stand?
Yeah, right about here. Yeah.
Like right there?
What's that?
I
Okay.
didn't know we would have it.
I may move away when someone else is talking.
Okay. But basically, right there, that's where you're going to stand.
Gotcha.
Because I have to zoom in and focus, so you look perfect and handsome.
When I'm here talking, I'll be here.
All right. Yeah.
But at other times, I was going to move away.
Gotcha. All
Okay.
right. So can you just
This is where I'll be when I'm talking.
perfect?
Are you happy now, miss? Where's my publicist? Hi. How are you? Are you guys movie stars?
Hey, how you doing?
Are you movie stars here to be on TV tonight?
I'm not going to be on.
You look like movie stars.
Huh?
Are you
going to be over there?
You are?
I know. And he's very difficult.
Stay right there. Thank you.
No, please,
They
no.
just call me the mask.
No, no, no. I'm fine. Don't move.
Don't worry, guys. I got the film. She's pushing you around. I got this.
Where's my publicist?
Where's my?
Where's my assistant? Where's my trailer?
Hey there.
Where's hair and makeup?
Can you hear me right now? And
You guys are live right now.
okay,
You hear everything that's going on?
okay, but am I understandable through the mask?
Yes.
Okay,
Excellent. And you, yeah.
yeah.
And we're waiting, waiting and waiting.
I'll be right back. Yes, ma'am.
It's a lovely night to be out for an hour. And I'll think warm thoughts, hot chocolate, foot warmers, hand warmers.
There's Miss Debbie.
This is the one that you're moving right, and then this is the one that's up and down. Okay.
Hello, love.
Hi, sir.
So I'm going to introduce you, and I'm going to talk about the programs, and I'm going to ask you to tell us about Bread of Life Ministry, and then I'll ask you to tell us about the shower program,
Tape if you want,
so
or
how that
if you
works,
wanna
what
do
it's
it on
like.
the camera.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
call it,
Plus,
send me
I
a
have hand
whole
warmers.
thing. I've been practicing.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, both of you, can you get in your position? Stay there. Don't move. Sorry, I love you.
You do. I know you do. You can't help it.
Don't move.
I'm moving a little bit.
How are you?
All right, 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes.
All right.
And then we're gonna go. What? The middle camera? Can we go to the middle camera?
We really won't see Mark Borse?
Did you say go to the middle?
Nope,
Okay.
not the first time. We'll see him the second time.
Okay.
He just, here it is. No, it was a trick to see if people would recognize them.
No, but I say that where you'll meet Mark, but you won't see him?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to throw in a few amusing anecdotes about Mark.
As you should.
When I first met him, he was behind a dumpster screaming, "I am a man."
Guys.
Good evening and welcome to our National Hunger and Homeless Awareness Campaign. We have a crisis in our neighborhood. It went down to 27 degrees, and tonight the forecast is for 24 degrees. And it is way too cold for anyone to have to stay outside overnight. Unfortunately, in our neighborhood, we have people who have to stay out overnight. They're waiting for shelter beds. The shelters have had to drastically reduce the number of beds that they're able to keep in a combined space so that they can keep their staff and their guests safe. Throughout the nation, places that have been closed temporarily, like businesses, schools, and religious centers, are being asked to open up and let folks come in at a safe distance so that they can get a good night's sleep. But we need your help. We have so many ways that we can help, but we can't do it alone. Throughout the broadcast, we're going to have all kinds of ideas of how you can help us. We ask you to go to our Facebook page at TCN Homeless Services. TCN stands for Tri-County Community Network, and you can find us and many links on the TCN Homeless Services page. Please feel free to ask us questions on the page and look through the links to find out how you too can connect. So come along with us back in time to a warmer night when we started this journey. Hello, I'm Carla Romberg, co-chair of Tri-County Community Network's Homeless Services. We collaborate with local agencies and nonprofits and volunteers throughout our community to make sure that things are working well in our community to keep everybody safe and healthy. Today is an extraordinary day. Today you're going to come along on a journey with us behind the scenes to see what really happens to help keep our community working. On any given day in Montgomery County, anywhere from 30 to 50 individuals could be homeless. In Pottstown, on any given day, we could have 15 to 30 individuals. That includes family members and our friends who could be homeless. We have a number of great shelters and places where folks can take their time, work through the crises that they have, and get back on their feet. But as you know, this is an unusual year. Through this pandemic, we've had to isolate folks, we've had to pull them further apart to keep everybody healthy, and we need more help. Many of the folks who aren't as fortunate will try to remain hidden. This is their private crisis. They don't want to be hassled. They want to stay out of trouble, and they want to make sure that the few things that they own, that they still have, remain safe. If we have more people out on the streets or sleeping in their cars or are not safely housed, our health crisis is going to increase. We need, for folks to weather this crisis, they need to be warm and dry. They need to be housed and have folks that love and care for them. And that will help us to weather this crisis. Today, you're going to meet some of the great individuals, or the rock stars that help folks get back on their feet again. We're going to share stories with you, and we're going to tell you some of the inner workings of what goes on behind the scenes. But we need you. We need extra help. We need extra resources, and we'll tell you how you can join us. Will you be the one to help our neighbors in need? Thank you.
Hi, I'm Deacon Dennis Coleman from Christ Episcopal Church, right in the center of Pottstown. My ministry has for a long time been to serve those who are hungry and homeless. I'm encouraged to do this because we're commanded to do it as part of loving our neighbors. And I feel as a member of this town where I live that we need to recognize that we are called to care for each other. We do that. We provide schools for our children, and there are hospitals, and there are places for older folks, and there's Meals on Wheels, but we often neglect those people that perhaps need help the most, the people that sleep outside that don't want to, the people that don't have groceries. So I think we constantly need to remind people that they are fellow Pottstonians, and we are required to serve them. There's no reason that anybody in our town should be hungry or cold overnight. So we ask your support in all of that.
Hi, thank you so much. I am grateful to TCN and all of the collaborating organizations. There's so many, Ricketts Center, Pottstown Lift, the Cluster. Thank you all so much for working together tirelessly. See, you can see how cold it is. I can't even, glasses keep fogging up. Sorry about that. Thank you for working together tirelessly with limited resources to help those in our community who are struggling from homelessness and food insecurity, physical and mental health issues, and providing just basic access to basic daily necessities. We all know that they can't do this alone, and they need our help. They are the rock of Pottstown. They have been our safety net. And so I'm asking you, and you, and you, to please help me thank them by helping them to stay the safety net for our community and as a resource for our community by making a contribution. Please go to tcnetwork.org, or you can go to Venmo, TCN15, or PayPal, Tri-County Community Network. Again, thank you so much. Thank you for helping me to keep this awesome organization running and supporting our community. We can't do it without you. Please, please help, and then post on Instagram that you've donated and mark hashtag homelessness awareness and helping our neighbors. Thank you.
So I'm at a site here in Norristown with Shirley, and Shirley and her husband David were living with a woman named Sandy, and they were her caregivers, and it was an informal arrangement. They helped out with bills and they took care of her. They weren't on a lease or anything like that. And during the spring, Sandy got sick and went to the hospital, and then the hospital sent her to a nursing home. While she was at the nursing home, she got sick with COVID and died as a result of that. And because David and Shirley were not on a lease, they were not able to maintain that housing that they had been in. And so they've been homeless for about 3 weeks now, right? About 3 weeks. And so I decided to ask Shirley about what that experience has been like, and for her to share a little bit of her story. So how long do you think you might be out here? What have they told you? So they're looking for a place for you now, and you're hoping that you'll be inside before winter. Yeah. And I see you've got a tent and some supplies here, so people have been helping you. To get stuff so that you can be here as safely and as comfortably as possible. And you have 2 cats, so they've been mousing and
Catch everything else.
Catching the things.
Like snakes and whatever else.
Yeah.
And moles.
What to you is the hardest part of being outside right now?
Cold.
The cold?
Yeah.
So you have some things. You have some warm things, and you've gotten some warm.
The window coats and stuff coming too. So.
Coats and things are coming to you.
Yeah.
So, and what would you like people to know just about the situation of becoming homeless because of COVID?
It's not fun.
It's not fun. It's cold and it's not fun.
Yep, it's hard.
Yeah, and your husband David is out getting some water, bringing back water and getting some cigarettes.
Yep.
But you also said that churches have been helpful.
Yeah, they've helped a lot.
They brought what kinds of things have they brought?
Blankets and food and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you said dinner came last night.
Yes.
So did they come right to the site, or?
Right down here in David's house.
Wow. So people in the area know that you're here, and they know that they want to help out.
They do.
Yeah. That's really cool.
These churches from Cal Street.
So on the other. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad. I'm sorry about your situation.
So not, but well, we're doing it though. Managing.
You're managing.
Yeah. All the help.
And hopefully you'll get the service help that helps you to get inside. You've also said that you have some health stuff, and so I'm sure the cold doesn't help.
No, not my hip.
You have a hip issue, right? So the cold doesn't help your hip at all. Right. Well, hopefully we'll get you and your hip inside shortly. All right. Thank you so much for talking to me today. Thanks.
I'd like to thank you, Mayor Stephanie, for your presence and your support here tonight. It means a great deal to us. And what you just saw on that clip were Shirley and David as they invited us into their tent. And they're staying in a tent while they're waiting for a shelter bed to become available. Now, in our next segment, you will meet Mark Boris, but you won't see him. And you should know that Mark and the Access Service team go out in the world every day and every night checking on people like Shirley and David who are living outside while they wait for a shelter bed to become available.
Hopefully you're asking yourself, how can I get involved? How can I help? And I am here to give you the answer. So once again, I'll direct you to our Facebook page, TCN Homeless Services. I'd also love it if you could check out our webpage at tcnetwork.org. I think the link is somewhere around on the screen. I'm not really sure. If you go to the very, very top right corner of the web page, it says Donate to TCN Homeless Services. When you click on that, you can find out all kinds of information about our great programs. And scroll through, and you're going to see an area that talks about our collaborating agencies. It's many of the agencies that Mayor Stephanie mentioned, and some of the agencies that you're going to meet right now. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wendy Egoff, and I'm the Director of Housing Programs at the Salvation Army. There at the Salvation Army, we have a Lessig Booth family residence that houses families with children under the age of 18 who are experiencing homelessness. We have the capacity of housing 11 families at a time, and it is our goal to have each family move towards a permanent housing situation. So we work with them individually to have goals and to break steps down into reaching their goals. Once that is done, we secure housing for them, and then they move on to permanent housing. During the COVID crisis, we needed to scale back and gave our families the opportunity to house with family and friends for several weeks. This gave us the chance to devise some new safety measures in the Salvation Army Lessig Booth family residence. We now take temperatures daily, and when families enter, we have a short quarantine period of 2 weeks until they can join the rest of the families at meals and in the common areas. So right now, we are full in our shelter, and we look forward to serving more families and bringing them to a situation of permanent housing. We could always use help. We can use things like coffee, sugar, condiments, And of course, we can always use your help financially to help us update our family residence shelter and keep it in good working condition. Thank you so much for caring about our community and the families we serve here in Pottstown.
Hi, I'm Bill McGregor, and I'm Director of Pottstown Works. Since 2017, Pottstown Works has changed lives by changing expectations. And the biggest expectation we've helped our clients to overcome is the fact that what they perceive as barriers to employment can prevent them from having the future they want. So we work with them compassionately and individually to overcome those barriers. Our program starts with a 4-day workshop that gets them completely ready to go out and apply for jobs. We help them make contacts with local employers. We provide ongoing career counseling. And once a member, you are a member for life. We're very proud to be associated with the Salvation Army here, which of course has a long reputation of helping people help themselves. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Kyle Ostrowski. I'm the Director of Housing Resources with the Women's Center of Montgomery County. My primary role with the Women's Center of Montgomery County is to actually help our domestic violence victims that are in need. Unfortunately, there are times where people are actively fleeing from domestic violence, and there are times that they actually do not have funds to actually start a new life. So what ends up happening is that if they're actively fleeing from a domestic violence situation, we work closely with our partners that are not only within this community, but also within the entire county. We will try to hotel them, we try to get some rapid rehousing to help out with everybody, and the ultimate goal is to make sure not only that the victim is safe, but their family as well. As I said already, there are times that people don't have the funds to actually be able to sustain, not just when it comes to living out in the community, but sometimes they don't have the money to actually pay for food. So we actually do help out at times if they need to make ends meet, if they need a couple dollars here and there to help feed not only themselves but their children, we try to step in as well. Back when Carla asked me to do this, she wanted me to tell a story. So I do have a story to share. There was a time not too long ago where we had a person that was actively fleeing from domestic violence, but was too scared to come forward with her current situation. There was a time, though, that she was actually not just living under bridges, but it was during the cold weather season where she was actually also living in the woods. She finally was able to get some help from the local police department, where we were able to help out and get her situated, not just with us, but also with the shelter programs. To this day, she's actually doing very well. She is safe. She's building herself her second chance that she's been given.
Hi, my name is Wendy Egoff, and I'm the Director of Housing Programs at the Salvation Army. We have a crisis here with individuals and families on the streets, and we must get them off the streets, help them find permanent housing to live in. I'd like to introduce to you tonight one incredible young man here who has been through a remarkable journey and received the very prestigious Meredith Huffman Award through the Your Way Home. His name is Jamal, and he's going to share with you a little bit about his journey and how community resources have been helpful to him.
Thank you, Miss Wendy. Yes, my name is Jamal Jeter. They helped me with when the Salvation Army came with me and my children. They opened their arms up to me and my children, and they accept us as a family, as their family. Along with my church home, Kingdom Life Church, helped me through my struggles and my close friends and family. And they made a way for me to do this. If there's a will, there's a way. And they're help out there for everybody. That's all you have to do is want to go forward to help, and it's there for you.
And Jamal has made such a huge commitment to this community. I'd like to ask him to share a little bit about his volunteer work here in the community to help others.
I volunteer down at the Salvation Army over a year and a half, me and my children. I go down there, I help give out the lunches for them, and every Thursday of the month, one Thursday of the month, no matter what Thursday it is, we go down there, we help give out lunches to the people. We help Anywhere I can help the people in the program, anywhere I can help anybody in the neighborhood, I'm there for you.
Thank you, Jamal. And now we'd like to introduce a video clip of Joanne and her special journey that she's taken. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Joanne Washington, the Program Manager of Pottstown Recovery and Learning Center of Mental Health Partnerships. And our center is a resource for participants in the area of Pottstown. We service them by giving them meals. We also give them temporary storage units, storage needs, as well as temporary meal needs. We also give them the opportunity to come in to receive groups 5 times a week. So this is something that we offer our participants that actually are going through the transition of homelessness. And so here's my story. In 2009 to 2017, I was chronic homeless. I lost my job in 2009 as a store manager for a retail company, and that had an offset of a down spiral of me losing not only my job, but also my housing, as well as our family car. My children and I were homeless. We slept in our car. We actually went through the homeless shelter system, which resulted in us being separated from each other. But throughout the years, we were able to get reunified, and then I eventually received employment in 2017 through Mental Health Partnerships, as well as receiving an apartment in 2017, which led me to where I am as a program manager. And thank you.
Hi, I'm Claire and I'm the director at Mission First, and we are an outreach center at 414 East High Street in Pottstown. We offer many ways to help and support the homeless, hungry, and needy in our community. We have a clothing closet for men and women, which has shoes, boots, linens, toiletries, and some household items, as well as an emergency food pantry. We're open 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 12, and everybody is invited to come in. When the pandemic hit, we realized that there were a lot of things that affected the homeless. They had no place to get a drink of water. They had no place to charge their phones. They had nowhere to go to the bathroom. They had nowhere to wash their hands. It was terrible. So Mission First decided that we would install a charging station where they can charge all kinds of devices here. It's open 24/7. We have a water faucet we put in for them to use, and with the help of Access Services out of Norristown, we were able to get a sanitation station in the parking lot where they would be able to go to the bathroom and wash their hands. With the help of many volunteer groups, we provide a hot takeout meal every week. We also provide food and water daily to those that need it. And we had a flu shot clinic here just for the homeless. Also, we had voter registration every Wednesday night with our meal and the census takers. We also offer laundry packets, and we participate along with 2 out-of-town churches to do a laundry love ministry. AA meetings are held here. Mental Health Recovery Center is housed here also. With the upcoming cold weather, and because of COVID, there will be no roaming overnight shelter this winter. As a community, we must find a way to keep those on the street warm. We must all look deep inside ourselves and see what we can do. We are striving to do God's work here, but it takes money and volunteers. Please consider supporting us and any other outreach agency in town. Thank you.
Every day is a great day at Pottstown Recovery Learning Center, where we service our participants on a daily basis. We offer you to come on in and join us. So, welcome to our lobby, where we begin the day of our participants. From Monday through Friday, we are open from 9 to 12. Where every day the participants are able to come in to get a hot cup of coffee, to receive social services that we give them, support services that they are looking for, and anything else that we can do to help them with during their transition. To our right, we have the room here where we service our participants for the Purple Cafe, is where we actually come in. They're able to come in and get a hot cup of coffee, get a light breakfast in the morning from 9 to 10, and that the staff is able to help them. They enjoy conversation as well as peer support, as well as all the things that the comforts of home that they are missing. Welcome to our community room, where the participants are able to come in and get the resources that they need. They have the computers, they're able to use the phone, able to sit and talk with each other. This is where we have our groups during the day. Our groups run from 10 to 11 o'clock. We have a community meeting that they do where their participants themselves run it. We also have particular groups. Every day there's a different group which that they take part of. Self-esteem, we have current events, we have double trouble, as well as breaking down the barriers. Every day they're able to come in and access this room where they are receive the support service that they can get. They're able to look at the television. We have movie day, just to let our hair down from time to time. So welcome to our community room. Welcome to our pool hall, where participants are able to come in on from 11 to 12, where they're able to take part of the pool games. They're able to just have fun, come in here and spend time with each other, as well as a little friendly competition from time to time, all in good spirits. But this is the place for them to come where they can get away from the cares of life from time to time throughout the day. So welcome to our pool hall. At Mental Health Partnerships, Pottstown Recovery Learning Center, it's not just all fun. We do have participants that we support in the areas that they need help. Today we just have someone received a bed. Yesterday we had someone that just received a job. We're all about peer support here, and we thank you for joining us on our tour today. Have a wonderful day.
Hi, I'm Lauren Flynn. I am the Director of Mental Health Partnerships of the Pottstown Recovery Learning Center. And we work with participants who struggle with mental health, substance use, and homelessness issues here in Pottstown. And I wanted to share with you a letter from a former participant that we received. So what she writes is, "Dear residents of MHP of Pottstown, hope everyone doing well up there. And I'm doing fine down here in Maryland. I'm about to be celebrating 16 months sober and serene. To all the new people there, I was the person everyone wanted to know because I always had a positive outlook on everything, trying to do what I could to get out of my horrible situation. Through the recovery discussions and questions I went through up here at the Pottstown Center, I have found that life without mind-altering substances is a positive thing. I'm striving on and accomplishing a lot. Hopefully the next time you see or hear from me, I will have my Certified Peer Specialist certificate so I can work with my peers when they need a listening ear. Keep your heads up and know you are strong."
There are very many volunteer opportunities at Mission First. Opportunities to volunteer and also to donate. And what Mission First does is takes those donations and gets them into the hands of the people that need them. And a lot of these donations can be done by you at home. For instance, you might organize with your friends from work or church and do a gift card drive and take that to any one of the places located on the TC Network, Homeless Services Network webpage. You might consider packing a bunch of healthy lunches for people that are just needing to stretch their dollars. Or you could donate directly to tcnetwork.org to help us provide a warming center so that there's a warm and safe place and a bed every night and a caring person there to protect our friends so they can get a good night's sleep. Now, we've heard about the agencies who provide mental health support, housing support, job training, and a great deal more. Now let's hear about one of our largest volunteer collaborations and learn how you can help keep people warm this winter.
Community Meals program is a wonderful program. It provides either a lunch or a dinner every day throughout the week for people who are needy, people who are lonely, people who need a meal for themselves and their families. It's been going on for earlier than I can remember.
It's 50 years.
50 years.
50 years.
Before the pandemic, we used to provide hot meals. And because of the pandemic, we're now doing bagged lunches. But we make sure that no person gets turned away or that isn't allowed to have however much food they would like to have.
The one week, there was a gentleman that came up. I had never seen him before, but Janet knew who he was. But he came up to the door and he said, he said, "Thank God you're here." And he was teary-eyed. He was just so grateful. He said, "I don't know what I would do without you." And that, I mean, it put tears in my eyes. And that's just an example of one person who is so grateful, but they're all very grateful. Then there are those who say, God bless you, and they can't thank us enough. And I said, we don't need your thanks. This is what we do.
Hi, my name is Barb Cooper. I am the Community Meal Coordinator for Trinity Reformed United Church of Christ. I was the recipient of the Helping Hands Heart Award last year. I wrote something from the heart that describes what the Community Meal Program means to me. It is because of the dedication of the many volunteers that come from 9 churches, a Boy Scout troop, a few families, a local business, and the Pottstown Police Department. Our Tuesday night community meal program would not run as well as it does. The relationships that are built through the meal are so important to me. I love talking to our guests and hearing what is happening in their lives that day, whether it be celebrating their joys or offering a shoulder to cry on.
Everyone in need of a meal is welcome to attend, because when people are healthy and fed, our community flourishes.
You know, with this pandemic and everything, a lot of us have lost their jobs. I know I have lost my job. You know, my main thing is to pay my rent. So any time they can fill us in with a meal is definitely a plus. There's a lot of people, like I say, they pay their rent and they really don't have much left after that. So it's a big help for people. They give you a meal almost 7 days a week here in Pottstown.
We do know that winter's coming, and we want to think about our friends who are outside this winter, our friends who are homeless. We know that this winter is going to be especially hard for folks because the places that they normally go to get inside and get warm, get dried out, are either closed or they will be open in a very restricted way. So a lot of folks will not be able to get in the way they used to. There's a really simple idea here, which is that the people who should be the best equipped to be outside for sustained periods of time are the people who are outside the most. And that's going to be our friends who are homeless this winter. So if you turn to or tune into a page on Facebook called the Intersect Community Needs page, you'll see this video and you'll see a lot of other tips and some ideas and an Amazon wish list, which will help folks who want to donate, who want to give well to people, get the best gear possible. If you're out and about and shopping and you just want to pick up items to give, that's also a good idea. And what I'm going to do right now is to show you a couple of tips for how to shop well, get good gear for folks who are going to need it and be outside a lot this winter. Let's start with socks. I have two socks here. One is a Smart Wool sock. Here we go. And the other is made by Carhartt. The important thing with socks is they have to be made out of mostly merino wool. Either all merino wool or a wool blend that's mostly merino wool. If you're in Walmart and you go to the hunting section, the Realtree brand sells a lot of socks, and you'll see wool blend on the shelf. And you just have to, if you're like me, you have to put your glasses on, but you have to look the label, and it'll say how much wool, what percentage of the sock is made of wool, and it needs to be at least 50% or more like 70 or 75%. Sometimes they go down as low as 13% or 10%. or 5%. That's good for you and I if we're running in and out of indoors or out of our car, but if we're outside for really long periods of time, that's not going to be warm enough for your feet. The second thing we have here are hats. What's really important is that this is a Carhartt hat. It's about $20 in the store. The important thing is that it's fleece, and it's a Polar Tech fleece, so it blocks the wind. It also keeps things warm, keeps your head warm when it gets wet. So I should have said this at the beginning, but one of the important things about gear is that it should not have any cotton in it, because cotton, when it gets wet, doesn't dry out. So this hoodie is a really nice jersey hoodie, but if it gets wet, then it doesn't dry out very well, and it doesn't keep you warm while it's wet. So it's important that all the gear that we get doesn't have cotton in it. So the hats are examples of that. This is an EMS hat. It doesn't have to be very thick if it's the right material. So this is a fleece-lined hat that has a little bit of a water-resistant surface on the outside. Gloves are similar. This is an Under Armour glove. I got this at Walmart. It just has a shell on the outside that's water resistant, and then it's a fleece-lined glove on the inside. The important part of the gloves is that if they get wet, they have to stay warm. And so again, you don't want like a jersey cloth glove, or even like a knit glove isn't very good when it gets wet outside for a while. This is also a North Face glove. This is a more expensive glove, but it has a very good water-resistant shell on the outside of it. Again, if you go to the Facebook page, the Amazon wish list has some brands that are really good brands listed for you. You can just point.
Thanks, Mark. You can watch the rest of Mark's video by going to our Facebook page at TCN Homeless Services. You can also check out the link at Intersect Community Needs. The link is talking about homeless winter gear. It's a really great website at Intersect Community Needs, because people will come to volunteer and find out what the community needs in terms of resources, and they connect on this Facebook page. The proper winter clothes can save lives this year. We're also making great strides to put together at Al's Heart Warming Center a place for folks to have a good night's sleep where they are warm, dry, and safe. We'll give you more information about that as we organize on our Facebook page and on our website. So we have a very special treat tonight because we have a guest, Trinita Lindsay, and I'm sure almost everybody knows Trinita.
Most everybody.
This is Pottstown, Pennsylvania Councilwoman, and Trinita does an amazing job connecting our residents with all of the great resources that we have throughout our town. Trinita, can you tell us a little bit about how you connect folks in town?
So I use my political platform to spread the word. So during council meetings, myself and Stephanie, our mayor, and some of the council people, we usually go out in town and we promote businesses or organizations. For example, like now, I will spread the word about this organization. Like, for example, I'm on a couple of boards. I'm on the Ricketts Center board for the community, for the kids in the community. I'm also in January, I'll be on the health and dental board, community board, and and I'm also on the Go Forth for Pottstown Go Forth for the fireworks. So what I do is I use social media, and usually a lot of people tag me in stuff, and I share posts, and I also word of mouth. Word of mouth is better to spread the word, and that's mainly what I do. I talk to people, and I guess I'm approachable, so they and I serve all of Pottstown, not just the 4th Ward, like my mask. So I serve all of Pottstown. So I tell people I'm more of a public servant than a politician.
Well, we thank you very much for your dedication. I could tell it's one of your passions.
It is.
To really get out there and help people. And we
is.
thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have another guest that we are going to meet today, and I think you are familiar with our next guest.
Yes.
And Dennis will introduce her.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'd like to introduce my very good friend Debbie McKim. Debbie has a heart to serve others, and that's how she serves her God. I first got to know Debbie in a laundry program which we had started pre-COVID, where people could show up at a laundromat and we would give them all the supplies they needed to do a couple loads of laundry. After that, and what's happening now is at the Ricketts Center we've started a shower and laundry program, which I'll ask Debbie to tell you about as our volunteer coordinator. So tell us about that, Debbie, and tell us about your other ministry, your Bread of Life ministry.
So at the Ricketts Center, we have set up a laundry shower time. They can the clients can come in and do a load of laundry, and they can take a shower. Now, how they get into there, they have to call the Ricketts Center and set up their time, because it's all time slots. And they have to fill in a time slot, and then they come in and they take a shower if that's what they want to do, or they can wash their laundry. And they feel so grateful, when they come out of the shower. I have a client that's singing in the shower. Another client came out and you just thought he was in heaven, because he just said that was the best thing that could happen. So I am so grateful that the Ricketts Center and the Boardtown had opened us up so that this can be done. Now, when they get ready to leave, I give them a box with snacks, and put sandwiches in it, so that they can go off on their way. But I know that they got something to eat.
So Debbie, tell us about your Bread of Life ministry. What is that?
My Bread of Life ministry started back in 2005 under the umbrella of Focus Family Evangelistic Ministry church that was down on 1300 High Street in Pottstown. The leader was Apostle Glenwood Butts, and now they are in Virginia. With the Bread of Life ministry is down there too. It's being operated down there under my supervision up here. Also, we have fed people. We went to Florida. I fed the homeless in Florida. I fed homeless in Maryland, and we have fed in Virginia, and then also here in Pottstown. The Bread of Life vision and mission is to go forward and to help people out that needs the help. We do a lot of different things to help out the homeless, the sick, and the poor, and the elderly.
Debbie, thank you. Thank you for your friendship, for your love, for your work in the world. You are a true inspiration to all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
There are other and many true heroes that are working every day behind the scenes to get people back into homes. There are also some but very limited dollars to keep people from losing their home. But if that does happen, Your Way Home of Montgomery County helps people set goals and work toward getting back into a home as quickly as possible. Kyle and Kaylee can explain more.
Hello everyone, my name is Kyle Tribble, Your Way Home Community Relations Manager.
Hi everyone, I'm Kaylee Silver, Senior Manager of Housing and Homeless Services for Your Way Home.
Your Way Home is a public-private partnership in Montgomery County that is focused on ending and making homelessness rare, brief, and non-reoccurring.
Your Way Home began in 2014, and as Kyle mentioned, is our public-private partnership and county-wide partnership to really make an impact to make homelessness brief for everyone, rare for households, and only one time. So Your Way Home began in 2014. Prior to that, we had consultants and partners such as Salvation Army and many other Pottstown partners, as well as partners throughout the county, come together to figure out ways we could coordinate services, do a bit better, house people quickly, and embrace evidence-informed practices like housing first and rapid rehousing. And then in 2018, we also expanded to start really looking at homelessness prevention. How do we prevent as many households from having to enter emergency shelter or live on the streets as possible?
If you may need to contact us at any time, please feel free to go to our website, yourwayhome.org. If you know anyone who is experiencing homelessness or at imminent risk of homelessness, please contact our call center at 211. Kaylee, can you give us a step-by-step process on what happens when someone contacts 211?
Absolutely. So when someone calls Your Way Home by dialing 211, they are answered by one of Your Way Home's call center specialists, and then they are given resources and referrals to any resources that they may need throughout the county, whether that's any of the 6 emergency shelters in Montgomery County or to the Your Way Home street outreach team run by Access Services if a household is living outside or in their car. And once those immediate emergency resources are met by Your Way Home, then they are referred to Your Way Home's Rapid Rehousing Program, which is delivered out of 4 regional housing resource centers here in Montgomery County, one of which is here in Pottstown with the Pottstown Cluster of Religious Communities. Rapid rehousing helps people exit homelessness, get off of the streets, or get out of shelter as quickly as possible by helping them locate affordable and safe rental housing, a short or medium-term rental subsidy to pay for that housing, and case management to wrap services around them, such as income, benefits, jobs, in order that they may maintain that housing ongoing. So Your Way Home overall is a very coordinated system encompassing over 15 different agencies and programs that all help work towards our mission to making homelessness rare, brief, and non-recurring.
We'd like to leave you with some final thoughts tonight and ask you again to think about donating to our tcnetwork.org website. Also go to the Intersect Community Needs Facebook page, where you will find a link to their Amazon wish list. From the comforts of your home, you can run through their wish list and pick up and send directly to Access Services some of the great winter gear that will keep people warm. I know I'm starting to get a little bit numb after a couple hours in the cold. Also think about donating as a gift to your friends and loved ones over the holiday season, and let them know how far your gift has gone to help others. Let's hear a little bit from Annette. She has some closing words for us.
Hi, my name is Annette, and I am a member of the local NAACP, the Pottstown NAACP, and I love, the work that we do there. I actually came here just for a moment or two to talk about the horrible thing with homelessness and hunger. I have a quick question to ask. How did you sleep last night? I mean, I knew I had to get up early this morning because I had to go and do my walk. I woke up like around 2 o'clock. I woke up around 3 o'clock. And then when I did get up, I just laid there. And I thought, do I want to get up and take this walk today? And at first I was going to say, nah, I'm not going to go, but I decided to get up and go. But the important thing with that is, I was in my own bed. I wasn't laying on a sidewalk. I wasn't laying on a bench somewhere. I was in my own bed able to get up and go to my own bathroom, wash my face, do whatever I wanted to do, just in that moment of questioning. Can you imagine how many people can't do that? It's sad. And we, as a community, need to recognize that and help as many people as we can. If you have a minute, a moment, an hour, a day, spend some time either helping or do it financially and donate. So if that's something that really I'm going to do, and I know our branch is going to do it because that's what we do, but just think about others out there, because there's so many people without and so many people that are suffering. And right now during the pandemic, it is vitally important to help those in need.
We appreciate you coming along with us.
You know, when Moses
And
first led
we
our...
ask you to talk to others about what we're doing. And Dennis, I'm sorry, I went ahead of you. You had some very, very profound thoughts for us.
I don't know, so profound, but it certainly occurs to me that we've chosen the right night to do this. It is cold out. It is the coldest night of the year so far. And I am mindful of the words of St. James when he tries to teach us, perhaps with a bit of sarcasm, about faith and works. Because what James says is, if you see someone on the street and they're cold and they're hungry, and you walk up to them and you say, "Peace be with you, be warm and be filled," and then you walk away, you've done nothing. We need to do something. What's missing in that scenario is simply love. If someone we loved was cold or hungry, we would see that their needs are met. We would not let them live that way. So we're asking you to consider that good kind of Jesus love, where you love on everybody in your neighborhood, everybody everywhere. And where there is the presence of love, there is the absence of judgment. It doesn't matter why somebody is cold or hungry. What matters is that they are, and that we can do something about that, if we just will. Thank you for your time and your attention tonight.
And we want to thank so many of the agencies in this community that come together all the time. It seems like nothing is happening sometimes because you can't see all of the workers that are working behind the scenes to check up on folks, making sure that they're connected to everything that they need. We ask you again to go to our webpage and check out all of the collaborating agencies. We have so many people that work hard to get all of the things done that need to be done in our community. We thank you so much for joining us tonight on this journey, on the journey through homelessness and through hunger insecurity. Have a blessed and a warm evening. Thank you.
You know, when Moses first led our people into freedom and out of bondage, when they set up camp, one of the first rules he made was, "There shall be no poor amongst you." We're working so that can be true in our little camp here in Pottstown. So we're asking for, because we need your support. We need your attention, we need your support financially, and we need your volunteer spirit. We think that in our camp, in our borough, that there can be no poor amongst us without ever thinking of whether people deserve help or not. We are called to do this throughout Scripture, to love God, love our neighbor, and we show that by humbly serving those in need.